So I'm going to ask you, Brad, what are the odds I get a rare in this 10 pull right here?
10 pull rare, awful, like 2% or something.
Okay, tell you what then. If you get it right, you can say I'm either going to get one or not get one. If you get it right, I'll take a shot.
You're not gonna get one.
I'm not gonna get one. Okay, I get it. You're going with the numbers. The banker's going with the numbers. One time, no whammies, baby. Where's the rare? All right, well, we're gonna be starting this video the proper way, ladies and gentlemen. The Darth Microtransaction special, as we have the topic for today, which you guys know what the topic is for today. Brad, you wanna take a guess?
I actually honestly have no idea. I don't know what we decided on.
That's right, because we didn't decide on anything. It's about all the latest news. But the first one I want to ask you, Brad, is do I have permission while I'm taking this shot here? I'm going to full screen it so that you can see. Here you go. All right, don't ignore my McDonald's in the background. Cheers. Brad has won that one. Brad, I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Can I open my 4 ancient shards that I have on my free-to-play account? You are the banker. So do you think I should save? We just had a 2x. I'm going to exit the game. I'm going to show you on my free to play. Or should I yoink them now? Because the 10x is quite good. You want to run us through this 10x? Because, I mean, it's got Prince Kymar, right? Doesn't it have, like, Raglan and a few other really good characters in there, too?
Yep. Lysandra, Deacon. You're talking about ancients, so not the voids like Raglan. But, yeah, obviously amazing. Kymar, Lysandra, Deacon. 3 kind of game-changing non-voids. So I think for 90-something% of people, it's still best to wait for the 2x. And the 10x stuff is more of a specific champion collector type thing typically. But it can be a good opportunity to chase crazy epics. So, yeah, I don't know. I would probably wait for the 2x if you're trying to be as efficient as possible.
So did you just say to pull my 4 ancient shards? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, maybe I misspoke. It is possible.
I knew it. Dude, I knew you were going to give me permission. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the 10. Oh my God, look at that. We just got a farmable champion. What do you think about that pull right there? Spear host.
There you go. Speed aura, cleanser. Can't go wrong.
Real solid. Very great, wonderful. 3 more chances. Here we go. How much you bet I'm going to get roasted in the comments down below for pulling all the... Oh, who is this Yahoo?
The new one, I think. Non-legacy.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't even know the kit on that one.
Yeah, that one's an alrighty then. Oh, come on now. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, Brad. You told me to open my shards, and this is what happens, Brad? Come on.
I'm sorry, man. I'm a horrible friend. I'm sorry. I should have advised you better.
I
apologize.
I knew it, dude. You were trying to destroy me. Oh, here it is, baby. Oh, 4.
Oh, there you go.
That was the first epic we pulled on the first free-to-play. We ended up crunching him. We're not going to make the mistake this time. Speaking of incoming, my clan boss rewards for the free-to-play here. Check this out. The adept chest already. No big deal. Just small flex there. And, oh, look at that. 4-star rare with 3% attack. Who's the big flex now?
So, yeah, welcome to Gold Arena.
One other topic that we were talking about just a little bit earlier was kind of the whole auto clicker thing. Do you want to kind of talk about that a little bit? Because I know it's been a topic that's been beat to death a lot. I mean, everyone's been talking about the cheating and the banning and all that, but it's kind of weird that the whole conversation is now really shifted to, auto clickers are being talked about a lot. I used to use them. I think a lot of people used to use them. In fact, I'm sure plenty of people still do use them. And as far as I'm aware, Plarium hasn't changed their stance on this, but I'm not in the content creation program. So the reason I kind of want to ask you is, have they said anything or updated their policy on this at all? Because last time I was aware, and I believe the last time you're aware, they said auto clickers are officially allowed.
The cat's out of the hat there. I mean, they've been allowing auto clickers since day one of raid. So how can you possibly go back and retroactively, okay, after some of you did 100,000 dungeon runs, now we're not going to allow it for future players anymore, and we're going to make it impossible for them to catch up. So there's no way that they can change it. It's too late. If they were going to do that, they needed to have that stance from the get-go. But it's just I understand the perspective of being against it because it is unfair. Like not everyone, anything that not everyone can use equally is unfair.
Yeah.
So it is unfair. But how can Plarium police it? Like how can they realistically stop you? I mean, there's things that you can like I've seen people in like Skyrim and stuff, they set like a candle on their keyboard to hold down a certain key to like level up overnight. Like people are gonna find a way. Like you can't police it. So that's why it's so divisive, is because there's an argument on both sides. Like I get it, it is unfair, but I get the other side too. Like if you can't possibly police it, then you just kind of have to allow it. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, it's kind of hard on that one. I think people are I've heard that argument a little bit on the cheat engine too, which is that Plarium isn't actually going to be able to stop it. And in most games that I've seen about this, and going back to the cheat engine anyway, is that when they're not able to detect something, they have to detect the actions of the account, not the program. And that has always been a continual discussion about false bans. In every game that I've ever seen, there's people complaining about false bans, but then there's devs that go and slap them down and say, no, you actually did cheat, or you did this or whatever. But it's always a major point in the community. And I don't know about you on your YouTube comments, but I'm starting to see a lot of YouTube comments of people saying, hey, I was banned. I don't know how much I believe this because, again, it's YouTube comments, but there has been a significant uptick in the amount of comments I see of people complaining about being banned.
Yeah, I know people have shared screenshots of like the "you have been banned" pop up. So yeah, I mean, I can't like 1000% confirm it, but it is. I agree with you. It's popping up a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if because actually I did ask Plarium behind closed doors if they would manually like exonerate my account. I was like, will you please look into my account so I can let people know, like, hey, Plarium can prove to you I didn't do this? Yeah. Because I wanted to be exonerated, because you know how it is. Everybody's like, oh, all of you use it. So I was like, will you please like look into it so I can prove to people I didn't? And they were like, I mean, I don't know if we can. So I was like, damn it. Like, it's really, so yeah, I don't know how effectively they can kind of go back and police the cheat engine. I hope they can, because I know more people are against the cheat engine than auto clickers.
Yeah, no, I mean, 100%. There's no argument there. I mean, even if we sit here and admit that, yeah, auto clickers are not fair, on the most technical of reasons. I mean, if you can't use it on every single device, it's not fair, right? Like you're saying, I agree with that approximation, even though I've never been mad at auto clickers. I wasn't even mad when I found out about the cheat engine. I was just more, because someone made a good point in one of the comments, which for me was that the game's basically a single player game anyway. Like, why would you even be mad at this? And the only reason I even remotely was interested in the cheat engine, because I saw the video and was like, yeah, it's whatever. I did that video with BGE where I brought him in so he could kind of talk about his point and reiterate some things, give him a second crack at it. And what I think made me kind of actually not like it was when I realized clan versus clan is like a thing, and some of the tournaments could get robbed. So you could rob clan versus clan in the tournaments. But besides that, like I don't really care if people, I mean, the conversation constantly comes back to, the game takes too long. The game takes too long. How do you fix that? And then once the game takes too short, are we going to start complaining that there's no content? Like, I'm kind of curious what happens on the other side of that too.
Yeah, it's a negative side effect of people wanting constant influx of new content is like, gamers in general tend to be completionists. Like, they want to be efficient. I want to spend all my keys. I want to do everything every day. I want to complete my quests. So when they add more things, that's great because we get new content to Theorycraft and talk about. But all it does is keep snowballing to the point where it used to take an hour a day to play a raid. Now it takes 5 hours a day to play a raid. So it's a double-edged sword. Like, it's really hard to find that balance. And really the only way you can do it is to have some sort of like speed up or like auto tickets or like insta complete type mechanic to help alleviate some of the stress of more content being added to the game.
One thing that I've found interesting is that a lot of these games have the option. Interesting, I can't beat Minotaur 15 or 10 yet with this. I can't even get the bigger the bigger scrolls. No, don't do it to me. I have to go far more. But one of the things I found interesting is when I started playing My Hero Academia, what they had was you could rush stuff that you've completed, but only a certain amount of times per day, and you'd used an item. And then you could rush your daily quest if you've completed that daily quest before. So you know how like there's advanced quests and stuff that we have? It would be basically like, oh, you've already done this version of this advanced quest, so and you can rush it. Like you don't have to actually complete it. You can just, automatically complete it or whatever. It's kind of like that, but you have to have the rush tickets, which you get from going out and doing like these little challenges in the game, like extra stuff. So you go out and it's like, oh, let me, level a character of this or do whatever. And you basically go headhunting for rush tickets. So that way you can rush content you've already done, which I kind of like that because it's like, it makes you play the game more, but then it's also completing the content that you've already done for you. So that way it's not quite so boring, if that makes sense. Like you get to complete your older content by playing the newer content.
Yep. And I think that's great.
It's pretty awesome.
I don't know if you're looking. I haven't played that game, so that's why it's hard for me to give you more insight on that. But
I guess my question for you would be: would it actually ruin Raid if sim tickets come out? Where you can actually like automatically rush stuff. Is that going to ruin the game for us? Do you think? Because since the game's kind of based upon.
I don't think it would for things that require keys, like Clan Boss. Or silver keys on Doom Tower, but autocomplete tickets for like dungeons. I don't think there's any way it ever happens because Plarium, a lot of the drive for pulling champions is the ability to craft specialized teams that can, like, it's a big deal to take your dragon team from 4 minutes to 2 minutes. That's a big deal. Yeah. And they don't want to remove that incentive of, oh my gosh, I got Royal Guard. Heck yeah, I can speed up my dragon team. I got Zavia. Awesome. I can speed, Dungeon 20 now. So they don't want to just have everybody build these super defensive teams that take 8 minutes and then auto-complete them.
Well, I think you're right there. And the other thing is, you've watched that video, obviously, where it called Let's Go Welling, which is like the monetization tricks that companies use. Anyway, it's not the point of it. But in that video, there is something he talks about, which is that the longer the person's in the game, it's obviously the higher percentage chance they have of spending money. So Raid probably doesn't want you to be able to complete the game in an hour if it takes 5 hours. Because they're cutting their audience retention into a fifth. And as YouTubers ourselves, we know exactly how important audience retention is. Like if you don't have audience retention stat going up, your channel's not growing. I mean, I've directly done this myself. When my audience retention goes down, my everything goes down, and when it goes up, it goes up. So I also agree with you that I don't see Raid implementing a rush system for repetitive type of content that's not something like a key system, or it's not the core of the game. Like Doom Tower is not the core of the game. People aren't logging in just to do Doom Tower. You know what I mean? They would rush it if they could. Then they would go back to farming whatever and seeing what gear they get or playing arena or what have you. They'll play the other repetitive points of the game. And you can't rush the infinite points of the game, but you absolutely could rush the linear limited, the static of things like Doom Tower. So I think I really like your point about the keys. I never even really thought about that before, but I think that's a great point, especially since Clan Boss, takes hour? I mean, how long does the average Clan Boss team now take?
Mine take about, on Ultra, maybe 15 minutes. So yeah, if you're doing it 2 or 3 times a day, it gets up to 40 minutes to an hour real quick.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's the most important part of the game right there. So, if you don't get that, yeah, that's not. And that's with a finely tuned team like yourself. You really have a nicely tuned team and all
well,
that.
It's the unkillable. So it's however long 50 turns takes. I think it's somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes, depending on your frame rate.
You see the new world record they submitted? It was like 278 million or something hilarious.
Yeah, just crazy teams. Yeah,
had 2 Krisks.
Must be nice, huh?
You got one? Yeah, I don't have no Krisk. I'm still.
No, I don't have those kind of S tier PvP voids like Hedgie, Sify, Krisk, Warlord, those type of champions. I don't Necrit. I don't have any of them yet. I got the good PvE ones though.
Oh, not what's your favorite PvE character you got so far?
PvE character, my favorite. Gosh, probably Draco. I end up using him a lot. Unkillable, and then speed farming dungeons and stuff. He helps me speed farm Lizard 21. So yeah, probably Draco's the king of PvE kind of help and speed farming.
That's a pretty good segue. How are you? How'd you feel about the Draco tournament? They like kind of they clickbaited us with the free Draco, and then they they swapped it over to Fane for everybody. It's like, come on.
Yeah, Plarium, they just need help with advising. I don't know who's advising them, but my theory has always been, and I've told you guys this behind the scenes, I think some of this is like 500 IQ plays. Like I think they want a little bit of uproar every now and then, because it drives emotion, it drives videos out, it drums up the community. So I think some of this, honestly, it might just be a 500 IQ play to drum up discussion, or they just like some of the things are just absurd. Like when they just tweeted out a blatantly wrong clan boss record, like didn't even put any effort into getting the right answer. It's almost like they want the absurdity of people being like, that is so wrong. Did you see what Raid tweeted? Did you see this? And drum up all that commotion. Because it was so and it would take them 5 seconds to get it right, that it's like, it's so bad it has to be intentional.
You might be on to something there. You remember Cirilla told us that one time, she's like, okay, hey guys, we're going to start steering into the memes or whatever. She's like, people are making memes, so we're going to have fun with that. Maybe that was kind of the conversation going behind, but it has since evolved into, let's just steer into let's become known as the worst PR of all time. Hey, what do they say? Any news is good news, right?
Well, and I mean, that's what they kind of did with marketing. It's like, we're just gonna go for as much marketing as we can possibly afford. Like every dollar we can afford to spend, we're spending it. And it became such a meme, like, oh, guess what? This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, and you're getting like the memes all over Reddit and Twitter, and every content creator's done a video on the Raid Shadow Legends meme. Like, I honestly think it's 500 IQ plays. I think it's intentional. I really do. Well,
they're probably one of the best marketing companies of all time. You gotta give them that at the minimum, even if their PR department internally for the long time people suck. Still,
but that's what I mean. Like, I think it's intentionally bad.
They're
like,
intentionally garbage.
I think it's just a next level play. I think it's chess versus checkers.
So from now on, companies out there, if you want to make even more money, just treat your customers like you'll make more money right now. 100% confirmed by Brad.
Something like that.
All right. Well, that's probably a good place to wrap it up, right? I think we've had a very long, thorough conversation. I think we solved Raid Shadow Legends and World Hunger while we're at it, yeah?
That's right. We're one day at a time, solving issues.
Can this be our, why don't we just officially apply right here in this video? Plarium, we know you watch all of my videos all the time. How about right now, me and Brad, we're applying for the job of your new PR position. We're going to handle it for you.
Hey, I've applied for Plarium twice already.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Now you got to apply to Deadwood and Hell Hades, right? Don't they own Raid?
Yeah, yeah. I got to get my ownership stake up, sell my AMC, and dump it into Raid.
There you go. All right, boys. Subscribe to Brad, aka CHOFLY Elite. Subscribe to me because it's my channel. And any last words?
I think we're good. Thanks for having me. It's always fun.
All right, till the next garbage ad-ridden video. Bye-bye, everybody.